Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about how we're going to use Canvas for the advisory program and grade level communication. So you may have seen on your dashboard a grade level course for the grade in which you advise. And so that is going to be sort of the hub for these two things, advisory and grade level communication. So I'm going to click into the 9th grade course now. All of these courses look the same. They have been populated with the same template. The other thing I want to point out here is that all these rectangles that you see are clickable images and they'll take you to various parts of the website. You also have access to things on the left side here, but just note the things that have these little eyes next to them won't be seen by the students. And the only reason this one has an eye next to it is because of the fact that there aren't any announcements yet. Announcements will appear here at the top of the page. So when an announcement is made, I think it's the top 3 announcements will show up here and the rest will be stored in this announcements section. The information from your grade dean is pretty self-explanatory. This will take you to the modules section and can house resources the grade dean thinks are important. And so, thinking about announcements and modules, you can think of those discussions you've had with advisees in the past, then say, I can't find this thing in my inbox. Miss Fitzgerald, for example, emailed you that a week ago. You should have it. It's for grade night this coming weekend. Those types of things can be housed here. So you can quickly direct students in your advisory group to places on the site to access that information. The other item you can see here is the required Canvas training. And again, there's a button on the home page. Again, going back, just so when you have these conversations and students ask, how do I get there? Click on that required Canvas training on the home page, and it takes you to this module here that includes things students will have to go through, which include just watching some videos, submitting something from their computer, their iPad, and taking a short little quiz. If you're looking to do something with your advisory group, there's a Canvas student checklist that includes things that they should be able to do with Canvas. And so again, the reason that we're having people go through this is that we really want the technology to fade into the background. We want the learning to be at the center of what people are doing in their classes. And in order to get to that point, everyone needs to go through training. The teachers have gone through the training and spent a lot of time trying to figure out how the system works, and the students need to do the same thing so that they can go through the basic elements of class, which is finding work, submitting work, and accessing feedback. So I'll show you in a bit how we can do some checking on our advisees to make sure they've done that. Because if you saw on the home page, the 9th grade has been going through this pretty well, but there's obviously more than 32 students in the 9th grade, so there's some work that need to be done. To do that, on the left side of the page, you'll see grades, and that takes you to the grade book. And you can see mine is already sorted by advisees, but that won't automatically happen. You need to go to filters, select student groups, and when you select student groups, another menu will appear over here on the right, and you're just going to want to change that to your advisory group, and then just your advisees will show up in that space. So you can see my advisees have some work to do, but shout out to Mason for his 100% completion and 100% score on the little quiz. If you want to see how they did on the quiz or what they submitted, just click on the little box here. The arrow will then take you to this menu on the right side. You can change it to complete. So I know he did complete that. And I'm then going to hit on SpeedGrader to see a little bit more. And I can also make a comment. So commenting on this is not like I'm going to comment on how well he did or whatever necessarily, but just a way to start to build rapport in an online space. And as we work through the hybrid learning environment, this sort of yellow mode, connecting with students in the online space is important, and Canvas allows you to do that. So you can leave a comment or a generic written comment here. This one in the middle will allow you to record either an audio or a video comment back to the student, and they can do the same thing when it comes back to you. All right, so this is a way to check up on whether or not they've done that. And so as you go through, just please mark whether it's complete or not. All right, and the last part of the grade level page is the advisory discussion board. So when you click on this as a teacher of this class, you'll have access to all of the advisory discussion boards. When students click on that, like my advisees will, it'll take them right to the discussion board with only the members of your advisory group. For the advisors, I'll admit that it's a little bit tough to get into all the way into this homepage here, but just know the students on the left side in this navigation will have a whole button that says groups. On their phones and their iPads, they'll also, right from the home screen of the app, will have access to the groups, so they'll see notifications and things come through, maybe even more easily than you will. The last thing I want to point out is going to the home page here of your advisory and then clicking on calendar. So this is going to be really important to add the advisory group to your calendars, your list of calendars on your calendars, I guess you can say, because this is how we're going to schedule advisory Zoom meetings. So you click on a time, make sure that the calendar is your advisory group calendar, give it some sort of title. I'll say test here. And then you're going to paste in the Zoom information from a meeting you've created outside of Canvas. So you have to go, whether you create meetings typically from the Zoom website or if you create it in Google Calendar, you have to go in and copy the information. So the link, the meeting ID, and the password, put that information right here, create event, and that'll then go out to students. It's worth noting that we're doing it this way because students will be on the calendar so much for all of their classes. Their Zoom links for classes will be here, and all their assignments will be here as well. So it's really important to just keep them in the same place for getting some of the same information across different classes and then through advisory. All right, so that's how we are going to be using the grade level course to help with advisory and grade level communication. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you so much for checking in, and I look forward to a great year.